Well, hello, everybody. It's Tanya Smith here with Stream Like a Boss TV and Get Noticed with Video. Here's my question for today. For this evening, for this afternoon, depending on where you are. My question is this. It is, don't you wish you were more organized? What if you could really just get your videos in order so that when people ask you, hey, have you talked about this particular topic? You can find it. Yeah, I've been on the hunt myself to get more organized with my content. And so, what I wanted to do is to share a few little things, some tweaks and tricks that I found that will help you to feel a lot more organized, especially when it comes to using playlists. Now, playlists are something that you probably are familiar with because you've seen them on YouTube, but maybe you did realize that you can also get those on Facebook too. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. And we're just going to take a quick second to say hello to some folks. If you are new to the video, to our Stream Like a Boss TV, I want you to type in hashtag newbie. And if you've been around the block for a minute, type in hashtag OG. So I'm seeing some OGs in the house. And I'm also seeing my friend Carlos Tacos with his shameless plug. Good to see you, Mr. Carlos Tacos in the house. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And yes, we have another OG too. So good to see you all. All right, I'm going to take just a couple of seconds to play this short intro video, and we will be back to talk about playlist. And really, we're going to have a little fun, y'all. I need some fun. I don't know about you, but there's been some craziness happening. It's just been odd. Scott, yes, welcome, welcome, and welcome to my live streaming for service providers community because I did see that you signed up recently. So, welcome to the space. So glad to have you here. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. As a matter of fact, wherever you're watching from, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, the group, the page, the profile, shoot your questions there in the comments and let us know what is on your mind, and I'll make sure I try to answer. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you I don't know, but I'll try to get you a resource if I can. All right, folks, we'll be right back, and we're going to talk about playlists and how they can help you really get organized, and really what are some reasons why you would even care about organizing your videos into playlists. Okay, I'll see you in just a second. All right. So, once again, for you first time viewers, my name is Tanya Smith, and this is Stream Like a Boss TV. I am the founder and owner of Get Noticed with Video at getnoticedwithvideo.com. And one of the things I absolutely love to do is to talk about how to actually use more video, especially when it comes to live streaming video content, how to use that to serve more people, to sell more of your services, and to stand out online. So, one of the things that I actually like to do is to talk about different types of content strategies and tips and practical ways that you can use different gear and all of these things that are related to creating video content. But really, more than that, I want you to build a sustainable business. I've been in business for myself now for more than 15 years, and it's crazy all the different iterations of my brand that I've gone through. But I absolutely love this space, and there are some reasons behind that we can talk about in another video. Because tonight we're going to play. Tonight we're going to play around with playlists. So, playlist, what is a playlist, you might be asking, or you're wondering, why the heck is Tanya talking about playlist? Well, because they help you to really organize. And there's three specific things I want to talk about that they can do for you and for the people that are watching your videos that maybe you hadn't even thought about before. Now, I am going to be honest and transparent, as everybody in my Stream Bosses Academy knows, and the folks that are in my Facebook group know. You know that I try to be as transparent as possible. So, what I'm going to tell you is that while I know the importance of playlists, not all my stuff has been as organized as it should be. But that's something I'm working on. So, as I'm working on this, I've been doing some research and kind of playing around and seeing what works and what doesn't. And I want to show you a couple of things that you might want to know that maybe you didn't know existed. We're going to start with the easy thing first. So I'm going to pop up my playlist inside of, we'll go to YouTube first. And then we're going to go to Facebook because I bet you did not know that Facebook has playlists too. So, first, I'm going to show you one that's actually organized. Hold on, let's do this. And as you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask because I want to make sure that I cover your questions. If you're wondering right now, in fact, here's what I'm going to do before we even dive into my stuff. I want to ask you this. What is one way you can see yourself using playlists? What a playlist is, by the way, is really kind of a group of related videos that tend to be organized by a topic or a theme. So if there is one way that you can see yourself potentially using it, you may not have an answer yet, but by the end, I'm going to come back and ask you this again. And I know you're going to have some answers then because you're going to have some light bulb moments going off. Lenidra, good evening, lady. Here's another question for you. Yes, absolutely. Organizing topics. Playlists are going to be important for doing that. They're going to help you with that. But there's also some other things that maybe you didn't know that it could do. Um, One of the reasons why I decided to talk about this specific topic is because it's one of those practical things that we probably should know, but we haven't messed with. I've been personally lazy, so I'm going to show you how lazy I've been, and then we're going to fix it. We're going to be fixing this. So, this is actually a playlist that I have currently on my YouTube channel. And again, it's really easy. The first time I said playlist, you probably thought instantly, oh, yeah, she means YouTube. What I've done in here and what you'll see on screen is I actually organized a series of interviews that I did called the Stream Like a Boss guest interview series. And I did this in, looks like April. At least we updated it in April. And what I did is I knew that I had various guests coming on stage through my live streams. And what I wanted to make sure we did is highlighted them. I also wanted to use this for purposes of ensuring that at some point down the road, if I needed to refer back to the series, and if they wanted to share other people who are also being interviewed, I could provide them with a link to that set of interviews, okay, with other service providers who are doing video and using video in their business. So this entire series is made up of people who are actually folks who have successfully used video to promote their business. Now, had I not created this category or bucket, if you will, this playlist, these would be all over the place inside my video stream because I'll show you what my video stream looks like. When you go into my video stream, there's a lot of videos. In fact, let me go to channel. Let's do that. And that way you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so when I go to videos, if somebody were just going here randomly, there's a whole bunch of stuff. They'd have to really, really search. But what I was able to provide in an email to each of my guests is a link directly to the playlist. Because here's what happens when you create a playlist in YouTube. And I'm going to show you again how you can do this as well inside of the other space inside of Facebook. When I go in here and I look up playlist, the one I want is going to be this one right here. This link at the top, this playlist is a permanent link. So it is constantly shareable. So let's say I might have created this video list or done this back in April, but let's say I'm going to be doing I created a book, a collaborative book, and several of the people who are authors are part of this series. Well, now we have a permanent link that we can share. We can even include that link in our book to say, hey, go to this link in order to see the full list of guest interviews by all of our authors, right? So there are any number of ways you can use playlists. You can organize them by categories of people, like I did with these guest interviews, or you can use, which is more commonly used, you can use different topics or buckets. So think about that. So if you, for instance, had let's say, and this is what I'm getting ready to do. So I'll share with you a couple of categories I'm thinking about. If I were going to create a series just focused on video gear, so different types of video equipment, whether it's lighting or webcams or accessories like arms and things like that. What I would do is I would create these videos, which I have a ton of, and then I would create a playlist that pulls all the videos that focus on that topic of gear into one place. So now it becomes kind of a one-stop shop, or even a library, if you will, of resources. So let me show you a couple of other video playlists, and then I'm going to show you me being lazy. This is what happened. And then I want to talk about the relevance of you actually doing playlists and organizing in the way that I'm suggesting, because frankly, I haven't been doing it right, but I'm going to show you why it's important. I just need to get back to my page. So hold on one second, and then I'm switching over. Let's do this. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, we're going to do this one. Okay, so inside of my channel right now, I'm showing a couple of playlists, and here's where I was lazy. Okay, so I was good about Stream Boss Academy members and their spotlights. Then I got lazy and put, hey, this is just all my 2021 weekly live shows. Well, nobody can organize that way. Nobody's going in here into my channel to look up 2021 weekly live shows. That's not how they look. So, what would people put instead into a search of my videos? They might put video gear. They might put content creation. They might put green screens. I've got about 3 or 4 different videos that I've done over the past year and a half just on green screens. You have to think like your people would think. You have to think like somebody who actually was searching your content or searching your blog would be thinking, in order to create categories that are going to be relevant to them. So I'm going to give you 3 things that I think, or 3 reasons why I think that is so important to create playlists. One is going to be easier for you to share your content. So somebody comes into my Facebook group and they're asking me, Tanya, can you share with me some videos about confidence building? Well, right now I have to dig through all of my videos in order to find that. Whereas I've done probably at least 25 different videos on some level talking about confidence on camera. Why not create a playlist that's specifically based on confidence so that I can easily send that to them? They will consume that content, right? All in a row in the playlist, because there's 25 in that bucket, and they're staying on my channel, right? So they're signaling to YouTube that my channel has something of value. Do you get where I'm going with this? So it's not only about the organization, but it's also leveraging the juice of people staying in the space that you created and consuming more of your content. So number 1 is it's easier to share. Number 2 is that you get more control over how people actually see your information. Whereas right now they may be going through all your random videos. Because again, look, I've got this video box of 2022 weekly live shows. What does that mean? I don't know. It's a bunch of topics. But if I were, or when I do go in here and organize this, now I'm going to have specific buckets for my content so that it's easier for people to look at a topic for a playlist, pull that playlist up, and just sit there and binge, right? I've had people that have said, hey, I've gone to your channel and I've binge watched a lot of your videos, which is awesome. But what if they could get exactly what it is they need from you because you've done due diligence to organize your content? That's the key. You make it easier for people to stay in place and to stay on your content, the more likely they are going to be willing to invest with you because they want to expand that time that they have with you even further. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly, Scott. Yes, yes, yes. So organizing those topics and getting familiar with the content and wanting to stay and to find more similar content to the thing that drew them there in the first place, that is the key. So it's easy to create a playlist when you're inside of YouTube. And basically, what you're going to do is you can go directly to where it says playlist. Oh, if you go to playlist right here, you can actually see that there's several playlists that I've created. Now, I've created some for my channel, but I also have created some, and here's another tip for you on playlist. I've created some that are specific to me. Like you can create a playlist that is only for you, for your personal growth and development, or based on a topic that you want to know about. Or you can even create a playlist for people who are viewers or consumers of your content or people who are in your space, like your clients, that you recommend them to watch. It may not be content you created, but it's content that someone else created, and you're recommending it because it complements what you're teaching. So I've got several video playlists that I've created. I have one for women over 50 exercising. I have one for liked videos, which I think that's actually just a default playlist that they create. I have one on Zumba for beginners because I'm all into exercise right now, or at least I talk about it a lot. um, there are other playlists that are created too. You can even, like I said, you can create hidden playlists in YouTube so that you are not showcasing to other people what you're looking at if there's something that you want to consume and not let everybody else know you're watching, okay? So yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Lanidra said this is perfect and it makes so much sense. I just told him we need to assign his episodes into playlists. So when we recommend certain topics to new listeners, that is exactly the point. That's why I'm doing this particular episode, because it's not something that we just think about. Look, I've been doing this for a minute and I hadn't thought about it until recently. And I was like, when I look through here, it's really disorganized. I got a lot of stuff. And I want to make sure that people can find what they need. So the three things are: it's easier to share, you have more control over how people see certain content, and you can make it easier for people to search for what they want to find. That's the third one. Yes, yes, yes. I see Marie. She loves playlists for her content too because she wants to add content from other channels. That's the other thing. It doesn't just have to be your content in a specific playlist. You can mix it up. So you can have just a playlist of your own stuff, just a playlist of someone else's stuff, or a combo 1, 2, like everything is in that playlist. But let it be related to specific themes or buckets, because that's the beauty of these playlists, is that they're about search, okay? Which I'm going to talk about in a couple of seconds because I was reading some things that I want to share with you. Playlist increase watch time because playlists automatically play all of the videos in that playlist. So when you get ready to actually share your playlist, and you can embed playlists just like you embed a specific single video, you can embed a whole playlist in your WordPress site or blog. Did you know that? And in other spaces too that accept HTML code. So you can embed a playlist, and when people click on the first video, then they end up watching the entire series for that bucket, right? For that group of videos that are in the same category of content. Yes, I love it. So you can create, this is a good, oh my goodness, Marie, you just triggered something for me. So, like when I've been interviewed on other channels, yes, at some point when I used to be really conscientious of this, and I'm getting back to that place now, I promise. But one of the things that I also did for my media kit is I created a playlist of every interview that I did. So, podcast, video interviews. If I was a guest speaker somewhere and I had access to a clip or two from that event, all of that goes into a promotional playlist that you can then put into your media kit. How smart is that? And you can also share that with people who are inviting you to become a speaker, or if you decide that you want to put in an application to be a speaker, then you share your playlist. Do y'all see what I'm saying? There's so many ways that you can use this because it is an organized, intentional, well thought out group of videos based on a specific theme. So, yes, thank you for that, Marie, because it brought that up for me, and I need to do that too. So, I'll be going in over the coming week or so because I got a lot of videos in there, and I'm going to be categorizing my videos into playlists because I want to make sure that they are organized. Yes, well thought out is the key, that we have to not just throw content out there just to throw content out there. I know that it seems like that's the season we're all in, but no, the ones who succeed with video content and any other type of media at this point, you are thinking through your strategy. So this is part of our strategy. Not only does it keep viewers watching longer, but it's also good for SEO, search engine optimization. So playlists can actually rank for keywords that your videos search for on YouTube. Did y'all know that? So when you create a playlist, you literally can create a description. I didn't show you that, so let me show you what that looks like, okay? I'm going to show you, let's see, we have a how to get started with live streaming playlist. So let me try to pull that up for you. And when you pull it up, there is real estate that you can use, and you can plug in keywords in the description so that if somebody's looking for how to get started with live streaming, this is just one of several ideas I have. Let me pop this up for you. Then they can see that. So it would be right here. Mine is empty because I haven't done due diligence yet, but this is what I'm working on. Look, I don't mind telling y'all when I am, because I'm not perfect. We're learning together, we're growing together. So I'm sharing this with you as I'm also implementing myself. Okay. So notice here again that you have where it says no description. What you're going to do is click right there and you add your descriptive words and your SEO friendly words so that people can look up this playlist when they're looking for how to get started with live streaming. So the benefit of having a playlist is also the beauty of that SEO feature, okay? Really, 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 really. Thank you. I can't help but be anything but that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be perfect. If I were perfect and I had it all figured out, y'all would not need me. You wouldn't need me. Okay, so the other thing I want to encourage you to do when you are creating your descriptions is you want to optimize those keywords just like you would any other thing. If you were doing a blog post or something else, you want to be thinking about and doing some research and homework on what are the words that people would research in order to find these videos. So one of the tools that I use is called TubeBuddy. Another tool that I use is called vidIQ. Both of those, I love them. I could use them both in tandem, but right now, mostly I use TubeBuddy, which has a keyword explorer feature is what it's called. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because we do need to do an entire training video on TubeBuddy, which I have promised my Stream Bosses Academy ladies that I will be doing. So I am working on that. I'm putting that into the hopper. Okay, so next I want to show you something that you don't know. Because everything I've said up to now, you might be like, yeah, I knew that I was supposed to do them, but I hadn't done them yet. Now I'm going to show you something that you don't know. And this is in Facebook, y'all. So for those of you who are actually doing Facebook Lives, I used to do this pretty regularly. And then I kind of just fell off in the Facebook space because I honestly didn't think it was as important there as it is in YouTube. But the same benefits I mentioned to you about YouTube are also available to you in Facebook. It's just a little bit of it's a little funky, and I'll show you what I mean, because recently some of you have found yourselves just like me facing the dreaded NPE, the new pages experience, and all these changes that Facebook is putting us through. Meta is just off the rails with all this stuff they're doing. So I will tell you, when I started preparing for tonight's episode, I got a little frustrated for a minute because I wasn't finding what I used to be able to see, but it was hidden and I found it. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. There's a feature in your business page. If you have a Facebook business page, if you have a Facebook page And I'm being clear about that because it's not groups, it's not your personal profile. I know one dude. Yeah, they're getting on my nerves right now. I have to research again and again to find stuff. But I did find this. There is an option still for you to create playlists. So I'm going to show you. I don't want to mess up and lose my spot. So so I'm going to open a new window and I'm going to go to my Facebook business page and I'm going to show you first of all what I'm talking about. So there is a spot when you go to your business page at the top, you'll see that there's a row, right? Now, previously, before the new pages experience, they had templates and tabs. So you could choose what type of template you wanted to have in your Facebook page. And so mine was a video creator template. I don't think you have that option anymore because I can't find that, but that's okay. What you're going to do is you're going to scroll across here and you're going to find the tab that says videos. There are two. There's one that says videos and one that says live. So I'm going to show you what live looks like. Hey, there's me talking. And there's all my past live videos. They're not bucketed or categorized or anything, but all my past live videos are here. The one thing I will tell you that is beneficial about this is if you literally do not have a website, but you want to point people to your live videos and you're doing regular, consistent Facebook Lives, one thing you could do is use the permalink. So right here where it says facebook.com/your business page title /live_videos, that's what you're going to type in. Live_videos is the end of this particular, so it's your business page website, then live_videos. It takes you to this page where people can actually watch on your business page, okay, while you are live. It features the live that you're doing there at the top, and then it shows them every live that you've done. But this is not what I really wanted to show you. I just wanted you to know the difference. Because here's the difference. When you go to the videos tab, the difference is it too will showcase the featured video that someone's watching on your business page. That's nice. But it also gives you instantly a default playlist of your latest videos. Your default playlist that they create for you is a default list of every video that you've put on your business page. So that means it could be just like a short, it could be a video ad, it could be anything that is video is going to show up in this default latest videos playlist, okay, that they create. But down here, remember you saw my Stream Like a Boss guest interviews on YouTube? Well, at the same time I created a playlist there, I also created a playlist for the guest interviews here because I wanted it to be easy for my guests to be able to find their videos on both channels. So I made a playlist, and it used to be really easy to figure out where to create your playlist. But let me tell you this so that you know. Now, depending on how your Facebook page is set up, if you are using Meta Business Suite did not give me the option of choosing to create a playlist. I had to go back to Creator Studio. So I wanted to say that because it took me forever to figure that out. And I was sitting there like, well, I see the playlist, but I can't figure out where to create them. So what I ended up doing for purposes of tonight is I actually went back to Creator Studio, which I kind of like better anyway. And when I went to Creator Studio, here I'll show you where I am on the videos tab. Now, if I weren't live, I had this up before I went live, okay? If I was not live, I would see the most popular video. The most popular recent video is at the top, okay? And here's where you're going to go. There's the ellipse right here, the 3 dots. When you click on that, you'll notice that you have 2 options. And you will see these options even if you have Meta Business Suite, but when you click on them, they don't work. So I'm giving you that warning. Don't say I didn't warn you. But if you're in Creator Studio, if you have Creator Studio applied to your business page, When you click on the three dots and you click on create series or create playlist, it will bring up the option. Okay. So you go to the videos tab, you click on the ellipse, those three dots, and this is where you're going to create your playlist. So let me show you what that looks like. We'll go here first, and then I'll show you series. So when you go into Creator Studio's playlist, it's going to have a little message that says, hey, this is going to be moving to a new tab or whatever. That's fine. At least it still exists here. It doesn't exist at all in Meta, whatever, but it's here. So now you're able to actually look at your different video playlists that you created. And I actually was a lot more organized at some point. Like I went in and I started creating some different video playlists because I was going to populate them based on topics that my audience member might want to research. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have a video toolbox that has, and you can have up to 500 videos. That's crazy. 500 videos per playlist. So I had a video toolbox, and inside of this one, oh, they have an issue that needs to be resolved. Usually, what you can see, let me see if another one works. Usually, what you can see are all your videos right here. Okay. And you're able to add videos to there we go. You're able to add videos right here using the add videos button, and you can reorder these however you choose to. You can make them alphabetical. You can say, hey, I want to just sort them by date, whatever it is, the person I like the most. I mean, however you choose to organize them, you can do that. And here's where you can actually change that cover image that you saw that I had, right? So the cover image is right here. So that when someone goes and they look at the guest interview series, they can see this. I noticed that they've changed the sizing, so that's kind of messing with my words here, which I would adjust if I were going to do that. I would adjust it. But you've got to go into the playlist area in order to fix that, okay? But you can create, look, I've got one that is nothing but my testimonials from different clients, okay? Which again, just like we talked about when Marie brought up the idea of the interviews that she has, and I talked about having a media kit playlist, you could also have a testimonials playlist that would be excellent for you to share with someone who's considering investing in your services. So now you add that playlist, right? A link to that playlist inside of your proposal so that they can go and watch a playlist, just one after the other, testimonials about your service and what you can do. So this was a list of testimonials that I created inside of a playlist here. And again, you just add your videos. What you do when you click on the add video button, you're going to scroll through and find the ones that you want to add. If there's anyone you want to take off, you can delete them. But yeah, there's so many ways that you can use this. I'm so glad that you see this as some ideas. I told you light bulb moments, y'all, because there are lots of usage. There is lots of usage and many ways that you can use this creatively. Okay, so testimonials. I have a toolbox because I like to do reviews of different apps and gear. I was going to create one, which I haven't added stuff to it yet, but how to create your first live video show, how to repurpose content, how to grow your list, you name it, whatever the topic might be for you and for your business. If you have content buckets, which you should, if you've got a content marketing strategy, you should be thinking in terms of what are the buckets of things that people are going to be looking for and that I specialize in. How do I provide solutions to pain points and problems that the people who are in my audience may have? So, yes, I love it, love it, love it. Oops, pop that up. Been using playlists, but mainly for your own organization. But yes, you can use it for a number of different ways. Isn't that cool? I love it. Okay, there's one other thing I'm going to show you in here. And if you've got questions, go ahead and pop those in because I want to see your questions. If there's something I can help you with, if you have an idea that you're thinking about, I want you to share that with me too. Okay, I'm going to show you one other feature that I haven't used, but I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure yet if it's going to matter too much in the space of Facebook, partially because they keep changing so many things, and I'm just not sure. Scott, that is exactly what they are. So, like blog categories. As a matter of fact, that is what I would do if I were starting from scratch. And in some ways, I am, because I'm redesigning things to make sure that myself and my new team members can get to what they need so we can all help our customers and my clients get to what they need. One of the things I would definitely do as part of the content marketing strategy is to come up with those themes or buckets, right? So I'll give you some ideas of things that I know I'm thinking about. And for my own self, I know I want to have a gear and apps bucket. I know I want to have one on how to organize content, one on audience engagement, one on content creation tips, one on how to research and development for your video content. There are all these ideas, right? And I want to have at least, I won't say at least, I'm going to say a maximum of about 6 buckets. Now, when you have those 6 buckets, you can then start to create content under, and I mind map all this out. I use a tool called Xmind. I mind map all of this out. If I showed it to you, it probably would be like, poof. Y'all would be like, oh my God, what is she doing? It's crazy. So I'm not going to show you that right now because it's all over the place. There's lots of branches. But when you sit down and you start brainstorming, it's easier for you to come up with ideas because you have those buckets, right? Scott, you are funny. I know, man, right? But that's the point. And we don't want people leaving your pages either. We want them to stay and to consume more of your content. And they are going to love it so much. They're like, I need to go and work with Scott because he shared so much good content in these videos that I know if I work with him one-on-one or in his group or in his program, I'm going to get even more stuff, more goodness. So that's what we want for you and for your business. And that's why I'm sharing transparently with you how I'm thinking about reorganizing my own stuff. But when you do that content marketing strategy and you have those buckets in place, what then can happen is you can use those same buckets over and over again for your blog, for your for your playlist, for any number of things. You can pull from that list or from those buckets to say, okay, this particular conference I've been asked to speak at, or this particular book collaboration been asked to participate in. Let me pull content from this section right here because that seems to apply to their theme. So it makes it like a roadmap for you. Does this make sense? If this is making sense, give me like a high five or something in the chat. I want to know that it's really hitting the mark for you. Okay, and while we're doing that, while I'm waiting for those hitting the mark emojis, I want to take a look at series. So I'm going to show you this because I saw this too, and I have not done any, but I was testing it out and kind of playing with it. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, we'll share right there. Okay, so notice when I was over here how it had create series above create playlist. So create series, I thought, let me explore and see what the heck that is. So when you go into here, series, you can create a series of videos. So what I did is I just followed kind of their guidance and I wanted to see, what is this about? What it looks like is it is an easy way of creating your seasons and episodes within your seasons. Similar to like a podcast, right? Where you have season 1, episode 3, and you got season 2, episode 54, or whatever it might be. But this is an easy way to actually create episodes for a series. And let's say again, I'm going to just throw out there confidence on camera one. Maybe if I did a confidence on camera series, one of the episodes might be how to create affirmations before you get on camera, like how do you create a series of affirmations you can use for live streaming? Or one of the episodes might be how to learn to embrace your face in spite of the things that you tell yourself or that somebody told you once upon a time or whatever it might be, right? So there's a whole series and they're all focused on, once again, that category or that bucket of themes, that theme that ties together all the different videos that are in that specific series are now here, right? Or if you're doing season 1 and season 1 is for 2022 and then season 2 is for 2023 and so on and so forth, you can create that and organize that way. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm still not sold on would I do this, but here's what I did love about it. You can add trailers. Check that out. So you can add a trailer, you can have artwork and more to make your series stand out on Facebook. Now, what's the end result? I don't know. I'm going to play with this a little bit and then I'll come back to you all and show you what it looks like. We can play with it and see if it's worth it. The only thing I would caution about something like this particular feature that I showed you in Facebook is that they are in the process of moving so much stuff around. I'd hate for you to create a series and then it disappears. So I'll play with it. I'm going to test it out and you can play with it too. But don't put a lot of effort into that one. Okay. Don't put too much effort into that one. I think the playlists are going to be sufficient for what we need to do at this point, but I will test and come back and tell you what I find out. We'll do that. Okay. So let me recap a little bit for you because we're getting ready to wrap it. But I hope that you were able to get some value from tonight's chat because, again, playlists are going to be a way that you can really get organized and that you can showcase the things that are important to you and the topics that are important to the folks who are watching you. And that's what content is all about, is the relevance to the people who are consuming that information. So a particular topic and a theme might be relevant to an audience of people that might be willing to purchase your stuff, or it might be relevant, the playlist you create, relevant to somebody who's willing to hire you, or it might be relevant to somebody who is looking to see what is she all about? What are these testimonies about? So think of topics and themes and buckets that will be helpful and useful to the different groups of people in your space that you want to get in front of. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay. Now, what I would also encourage you to do is to limit the videos. So you know how it said 500? We're not doing 500 videos. Each of your playlists should probably be about a maximum of 6 or 7, maximum 6 or 7 videos, because nobody's going to sit there watching something packed with 50 videos, or at least I can't think of too many people that will. Maybe they will. And if your content is just that great, especially over the span of 50 videos, then by all means test it out. But I really would probably encourage you to start small. So have just a few videos in each of the playlists that you have. Also, set your best thumbnail as the playlist thumbnail. So you don't want the one where your face is all like, right? You don't want that one. You want, look, and that's going to be my thumbnail for this video. Watch that face I just made. You want the thumbnail that's going to represent what you're talking about in that playlist well. And it may be one that you create like in Canva or something, or it could be something off of a video that you're recording. So those are just a couple of other tips, but here's the 3 main reasons. I'm going to go back through those. One is you want to use playlists because it helps. It's easier for you to share. And let me do my famous recap. Okay, let's do it there. One is because it's easier to share your videos. 2 is because you get more control over what you're allowing people to see. Instead of them, when they first come to your channel, right? Instead of them trying to surf through all these different mini videos that you have, give them a reason to stay in a particular spot. Like, let it be a topic that would be of interest to the people you're trying to attract, so that you can serve them in a way that is really deeper and not just broad, right? And then finally, it makes it easier for people to search. You give them an easy way to search for what they're looking for by creating playlists, because You've done due diligence by creating the description, using those SEO and keywords in the title of the playlist, as well as in what you're saying the playlist is all about. And then you go further and make sure every one of your videos has a thoughtful description and title too. So all of that comes together quite nicely. All right, folks. Well, I'm about ready to sign off, but I hope that this has been helpful to you. And one of the things that I just want to say, I this morning I've had some like crazy news that's just been coming at me lately, especially the last couple of days. And one of our stream bosses actually said something. She said, "I need to borrow a win today." You know who you are if you're watching. She said, "I want to borrow a win." And I thought about that and I was like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes we don't have something really amazing to talk about in the moment or to say, or we don't feel great because things just are not going right. They're not going well, or there's something that just is bothering you, or there's any number of reasons, right? That things can go wrong and you feel a certain way. But sometimes you can lean on other people. You can borrow a win. So that's when you go and you find out how are you go ask somebody else, how are you doing? You go and you do something like I do right now. This is my service. When I get on camera with you, it's my ability to serve and it makes me happier. It makes me joyful. So even if I felt really like crap before I got on, I feel good leaving here knowing that you got something, I hope, that will change and transform your business. So, yes, you use that opportunity to celebrate others, like Michelle said. And you're so welcome, Scott. And I'm so glad you're here and that you're part of our space now. Look, if any of you have questions, if there's something that you need, I try to reach out when I can to touch base with you, whether you're a member of our academy or even if you're not in the academy, if you're not in any of my paid programs, but you just happen to be in my sphere. Like I noticed that something was not seeming right, something seemed a little different or off about your post. I try to do due diligence to check in when I can because I want you to be okay and I want to be okay too. So sometimes we'll borrow a win from each other by just celebrating each other's wins and things that are happening, right? It's not to forget or to put aside that things aren't going great, but it is to ensure that we pull ourselves out of that slump by serving and by sharing, because you never know when somebody needs that little lift. So thank you for your comments in there. And I celebrate you too, Michelle. And happy birthday week, you and Queen Kelly. Happy birthday week this week. All right. That's all I got. I got to go chill for a little bit and just kind of wind down. But it's been fun talking about playlists. If you have any questions about it and want to follow up, feel free to do so. I will be figuring out what we're going to be talking about for the month of August. We got a lot of stuff happening. We're going to have another special guest, y'all, in August. We're going to have two special guests that I can't wait to introduce you to. JP High Tech, my graphic designer, my buddy. Yes, JP is coming to the house in August. And then we also have Jada West, our TikTok influencer, who is going to share some ideas and tips and strategies. Not only will she be here to do an interview, but she's also going to be teaching us. She's a guest trainer inside of our Stream Boss Academy this in August. So I'm really, really excited about all of that coming up. All right, that's it. I promise that's it. So have a wonderful evening, and I hope you'll come back and spend some time with us next week too, okay? Take good care and be blessed.